Right, everyone, it's Chris, back once again in the cider shed, which we should sort of name it the Perry shed at the moment, because I've got quite a lot of Perrys to try. So I've just filmed one video, and I've gone straight onto this one. So I just stopped the camera, started again. So I haven't changed my shirt for 24 hours. It's the same shirt. I'm not that filthy. Going to try another Perry today, and it is from Gwatkin's. So I went to Gwatkin's in Monroe Valley in the same trip. Brought some stuff back from both. I got some Perry from Gwatkin's, which is the Oldfield Perry. So that's the varietal, Oldfield. Medium Perry from Gwatkin's, which means it's going to be sweet, because they've got a sweet tooth. It was quite cool when I was there. They were actually scratching and pressing, so mulching up and then pressing out the juice of their Blakeney Reds. It's been a strange year. Everything's dropped really early, so they're pressing stuff much earlier than usual. Kevin was saying the same thing at Monroe Valley, actually. But I got to see them actually loading with basically with a JCB. They scoop up all these apples and pour them into the top of this massive scratter machine. It breaks them up, puts you through the press, gives them the juice. Kind of cool, because they only do it like once a year for a short period. So to be there and see two guys doing it on the same day is great, fantastic. So Oldfield Perry, reasonably sweet. I'm going to have some cheese with it as well. So the reason why I'm doing this tasting, filming it straight after the other one, is because I had some cheese in the fridge. I thought, if I don't use this cheese now, I'm going to eat it and I won't get to do it. And it is a blue cheese. And blue cheese goes brilliantly with sweet drinks, cider or perry. And the blue cheese I have is called Harbourne Blue. Can you see it? Is it going to let you see it? Harbourne Blue. So yeah, made in Totnes at, I think they call it Ticklemore. I think they call it Ticklemore Dairy. They used to make a cheese called Ticklemore, which I've had on this show. It's not a show, you know what I mean. Which is like a white, fresh, sort of UFO shaped, crumbly goat's cheese. They stopped making Ticklemore and passed it on to Sharpham, because what they really wanted to focus on was blue cheeses. So they make 3 blue cheeses: Devon Blue, Harbourne Blue, Beanley Blue. Beanley Blue, sheep's milk. Devon Blue is cow's milk. Harbourne Blue, goat's milk. Goat's milk blue. It's kind of rare, actually. And it's my favourite. The Beanley Blue they do is really sweet, I find. Although I've got a sweet tooth in cheese, I don't like that sweetness very much. Some people go crazy for it. For me, it's just a bit too sweet and rich. Similarly with the Devon Blue, I find the goat's cheese, the Harbourne Blue, is kind of more mineral character to it. It's more crumbly. It's less sweet, and so I prefer it. But I think the saltiness and the blue should go really well with this Oldfield Perry. So let's open it up. It's still, so screw cap. Still got some Betty Prosser residue in my glass. Let's shake that out. Pour this out. So I've had this before, but I guess it wouldn't be this vintage, because they're sold out. And I had one called Malvern as well, which is also very good. That was a sweet. I almost went for it, but I just thought, for some people it's too sweet. So I went for the medium, because I feel like it's appeal to more people. But what they usually have in Gwatkin's is really good acidity, which balances the sweetness. So it's like sweet and sour, which means the sweetness, you can take it, because the acidity cleanses your palate of the sugar. So really light in colour. Where's my thingamajig? My thingamajig is getting less and less white, because I keep getting cheese and stuff on it. But really light in colour. I'm sure that it was not as light as that, the last vintage I had. That is really light. So let's see if the flavour's as light as the colour. I'm going to assume not. Give it a sniff. Okay, so there's pear drops. There's a definite hint of pear on the nose, and pear drops. I want to say it straight away. That's what I want to say. So I'm going to say it. Pear drops. But it is pretty delicate. It's pretty delicate. But yeah, you get that sweet pear drop character, and that's pretty much it. And it's just in the background. It's not full on. No bad thing though. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Okay, yeah. It's quite delicate. Obvious sweetness to it. There's a little hint of sourness in the background. I don't think the acidity is quite as pronounced in this vintage. Let's try it again. It's a total pear. It's like essence of pear drop or something. It's reasonably sweet, but it's got some minerality. It's lighter than the Malvern Perry was. That was super sweet, which I could take because I like the sugar. Yeah, this is lighter, but not intensely. It's sweet, but it's not intense. There's a lightness to it. There's a freshness to it. Makes it really drinkable. Yeah, you could drink a lot of that. Actually, what's the ABV on that? 7.5. Holy crap! All right. Yeah, you drink that, feeling very sort of like, oh, isn't this pleasant and light and delicious? And then you'd be absolutely hammered because it's basically as strong as they say a German Riesling. You can get them at 7.5. So yeah, it's almost wine strength as compared to the Betty Prosser that we had yesterday, actually just now, but yesterday it was 5.3. So let's try it with a bit of cheese, shall we? So yeah, quite white in colour for a blue. That's because it's got no keratin in, because it's goat's cheese, and goats convert keratin to vitamin A. It's quite a crumbly texture. It's almost, I think it's almost like it's very much influenced by a Roquefort style cheese, but I think it's much sweeter, less salty, less aggressive. All of their cheeses are less salty and aggressive and hot than most Roqueforts in my book. So this will be salty, but it's not going to be salty as most Roqueforts would be. That's good because this isn't quite as rich and sweet as I expected. So actually, it might work better for that reason. Crumbly, really get the blue though. You don't need a lot of blue to taste blue. You can easily make a cheese too blue and smother the rest of the flavour. Because the paste tastes good, or should taste good. So if you have too much blue in it, all you will taste is the blue. And you will not taste the paste, which you put so much energy into making. The blue will break down that paste and give you more complex flavours, give you amino acids and so forth as it breaks down proteins, which give you more complex flavour compounds. But yeah, you want just enough to do it. Just enough to do it. Oh, I'm going to have another bit of that though. White chocolate. I don't like chocolate, but because I'm a chav, I really like white chocolate, which I know isn't chocolate. That's fine, I don't care. But this reminds me of it, like a spicy, salty white chocolate. This is great. Right. Yeah, that works. Salt and sweet. Very salted caramel. It's brilliant. And actually, it's crumbly, but it really melts in your mouth. Becomes like it's like really nice resistance on your teeth. Just enough resistance. It's almost like it's softer than chocolate, but it's almost got the resistance of white chocolate. It's just great toothsome nature to it. It's really good. So I'm going to have one more bit of that. Harbourne Blue. So I used to sell this for years at Neil's Yard Dairy, and I was in Bun's Cheesemonger's shop, who I work for as well, yesterday, day before. I noticed they had Harbourne Blue on the counter, and it's the first time they'd sold it, and I hadn't had it for literally years. So I got this bit, and I'm glad I did. I'm pulling it out. Yeah. And actually, because it's got that crumbly, friable texture, it opens up. It doesn't completely smother your mouth in fat. So it doesn't need the bubbles in the way a lot of fatty cheeses do. That's cutting through it just fine. Delicious. Okay, cool. Get yourself some Harbourne Blue and Tickamore Dairy Totnes. It's great. All of their cheeses are good. However, for me, the Harbourne Blue is great. There's not that many blue goat's cheeses around. But yeah, that's really good. And liking this as well. Cool. So I'm going to have a bit more of this. 7.5% berry, which does not fill 7.5%. And I'm going to say thank you for watching once again. I'm going to be back probably tomorrow for sure. Got a lot of ciders to try and test through, perries and ciders. So yeah, I better get on with it. Okay guys, until I do that, thank you for joining me and cheers.